situation. We're not just taking on cases, we're taking on causes.
Watch WRDW News at 5:30 weekdays for What the Tech. Sponsored by Augusta Preparatory Day School, leading the CSRA in STEM education.
A magical CERT Christmas is a holiday spectacular that will dazzle audiences of all ages. Featuring world-class talent performing breathtaking circus acts set to your favorite Christmas classics. Grab the entire family and experience a magical CERT Christmas.
Coming to the Columbia County Performing Arts Center Monday, November 20th. Get tickets at Ticketmaster.com.
You can see a lot of lightning here. Cars are out there actually hydroplaning. I think it's a dangerous situation.
Mom home?
She's on her way, bud.
Hey, hon. It's nasty out there.
Yeah, I'm glad you're home.
Stay safe.
I will. Tell them to save you some.
When others head in, we head out. Dominion Energy.
Alert Radar Network.
With up to 10 times the resolution of other local radars and technology that can pinpoint right down to your street.
First just got faster. Celebrating 30 years with Richard Rogers. Happy 30th anniversary, Richard. Live from Augusta. You're watching News 12 at 6 o'clock.
Early voting is over, but the debate over the James Brown Arena tax is just getting started.
This is bigger than just downtown Augusta.
Will you vote yes or no? We dig deeper to the Coliseum vote coming up next on News 12.
But first, we had a frosty start to the day. It seems like it's not really letting up. We want to send things over to Richard and Riley in the Weather Center.
So a lot going on tonight. We've got Friday Night Football. We've got that new food festival we just mentioned on the river down.
Forecast coming up.
Tonight, a student in critical condition after collapsing during a middle school basketball game Wednesday night. The Columbia County School District just confirming those details today.
The student's mom, local realtor Stephanie Rouse, posted on Facebook yesterday begging for prayer warriors for her son Monty, that he suffered a cardiac arrest at his basketball game. Sydney Hood is live in our newsroom, and Sydney, this certainly is not the way either team expected this season to start.
Not at all. A scary situation to witness, no doubt, watching your teammate collapse and not knowing what's going on. It definitely leaves a lot of questions for these players, coaches, and parents.
The sign outside Columbia Middle reads, Friday night's basketball game canceled. School officials say the games have been postponed until next week at the request of team members and coaches. It would have been the second game of the season for the Raiders. Their season started with an unexpected turn of events. School officials say on Wednesday, November 1st, EMS responded to Lakeside Middle during a basketball game in response to a medical emergency for a student. A parent that was at that game tells us the student fell over and everyone thought the player was having a seizure, but then they went limp and still. Since then, comments have been flooding social media, offering their own prayers.
Continue to follow this story, and as more details come to us, we will continue to update you.
Our prayers certainly with the Rouse family right now, just a middle schooler and a lot of uncertainty.
Well, the answer is simple. Either a yes or no to the James Brown Arena half-penny sales tax question. With Election Day just around the corner, there is a growing debate across Augusta. Businesses downtown say the arena will boost business for them, but others are torn. Either they aren't thrilled with the location or they just don't want even a half penny more in new taxes. Hallie Turner takes a closer look at both sides of this question.
We're just days away from a final answer to the fate of the new James Brown Arena. But as we inch closer to Election Day, voters say they're split with how they feel.
When it comes to a new JBA for downtown Augusta,
I call it lipstick on a pig.
the big question, is the tax worth it?
I'm just not buying into all of this. I think this is something very important to the restaurant and the nightclub owners downtown.
This November, it's up to more than 129,000 voters if there will be a new arena.
Luigi's has been here for 4 generations. I would love to see it continue in the same spot for 4 more generations. But if we don't continue to progress, then eventually downtown is going to fizzle out. There is an energy here right now that we need to capitalize on.
But people like Mark Albertson say other priorities are more important.
We have some real pressing issues with our downtown. We have issues with parking. That's the number one issue. We have problems with people wandering around. Since I was waiting for you here, I've had one person already come and ask me for money. That's frightening to people.
Coco Rubio owns Soul Bar downtown and says those fixes for downtown are already underway and feels the tax is worth it.
We're in the process right now of a streetscape downtown. All that is being addressed. We need more parking decks and things like that, but that's all going to happen.
While others are wanting to pump the brakes.
I just can't feel like I can invest more money or put even that small amount of sales tax increase into something that's not going to solve the problem that we need fixed.
But everyone agrees you should show up to weigh in.
But whether you agree with me or not, we can do better than 3 to 5% turnout. I mean, that's just, if you're not voting, that's just sorry, folks.
In Augusta, Hallie Turner on your side.
It's a big question. We'll have the answer to this coming up on Tuesday. And the next time you can vote is on Tuesday from 7 in the morning until 7 that night at your precinct. Make sure to check your voter registration to find out where your precinct is. Again, polls open at 7 in the morning on Tuesday. That's the next time you can cast your vote about this important issue for the city of Augusta.
Every year, Augusta University partners with Costa Lehman Farms to provide healthcare services to the women who work and otherwise wouldn't be able to afford it. Taylor Martin stopped by the event to learn how these services are giving AU students the opportunity to learn and to give back.
Today, more than 100 women came to this year's Costa Lehman Women's Health Clinic.
Majority of them, if they don't have this type of help, they will probably not get checked because, without any insurance, medical is very not affordable.
Nursing students from Augusta University gave flu shots, pap smears, and much more, all for free. Organizers say it's a great learning experience for the students and the patients, too.
Financially, it's a win situation for them. It impacts our student population because they become very aware of their role in the rural health areas.
Senior nursing student Caroline Underwood says it's a way for her to give back and learn the importance of bringing health resources to rural areas.
We're able to meet these women where they're at and provide them with that care that could otherwise go undetected or unnoticed, and hopefully, catch something early and give them the best care that they need and that they deserve.
Today, the patients also have the opportunity to get a meal and some clothes, something they're all grateful for.
I'm really glad that we're able to provide these services to our female employees.
Reporting in Saluda County, Taylor Martin on your side.
And this program started as a vision of College of Nursing faculty, students, and alumni, but it's evolved into a large and growing effort with volunteers from across campus coordinating to provide this care.
Tomorrow is the first day of registration for the annual James Brown Turkey Giveaway. This is video from last year's sign up and giveaway, and you're going to need to bring your ID and current power bill or lease agreement. It's at the James Brown Arena from 9 in the morning until 11. If you missed this one, there's going to be another sign up coming up next Saturday.
The Freedom Bridge in Reynolds Street is full of food trucks and vendors from all across the region and beyond. For the first time, the Foodies Festival is stopping in Augusta. You can find more than 50 food trucks, 75 artisans and makers from a lot of cultural backgrounds. You can sample international cuisines from places like Honduras, Italy, Korea, Mexico, Africa, and more. We caught up with one vendor based 2 hours away in South Carolina.
We traveled with the Foodies Festival, and they told us about Augusta, and we couldn't miss the opportunity to come out.
The event ends around 7 tonight, but don't worry, that picks back up tomorrow at 11 a.m., and it is happening again Sunday.
A lot of choices out there.
Yeah, I'm going to have analysis paralysis.
Check it out. Okay, Fresh Take Grocery, one step closer to opening their doors in Augusta. Mayor Garnett Johnson posting these photos to his Facebook page today from that groundbreaking, really more of a ceremony since they did break ground and built that building already standing on Washington Road a long time ago. It's the old Whole Foods location. Mayor Johnson says the building's expected to be open by the summer of next year, bringing 130 jobs with it. Our Georgia team's wrapping up the regular season, and the playoffs are kicking off tonight in South Carolina. We've got live coverage from Midland Valley in our Under the Lights Game of the Week coming up later in sports.
And definitely grab the jacket if you're heading out to those football games tonight. We're going to hang on to some cold mornings this weekend, but much warmer afternoons. We'll have that full forecast next.
TV Plus.
crews in Columbia County are getting into the Christmas spirit. Decorations are starting to go up in Evanstown Center Park. The giant tree is up, but won't be lit until December 3rd. Also, some good news. Evans on Ice, that opens up on November 9th. So we've got that warm-up coming this weekend, and Christmas trees going up, too.
Looks like they are ready for the event there in Columbia County, and it's really all over town. We've mentioned the Christmas decorations in downtown Augusta going up as well.
Absolutely, guys. I mean, it's been feeling like Christmas. Now it's starting to look a little bit like Christmas for us, and definitely going to hang on to some chilly temperatures this evening if you're heading out. We do have a live look over our Grovetown cam showing clear sky day, and then back into the 80s next Wednesday and Thursday.
Thank you, Riley. The playoffs are here for 14 of our South Carolina schools, 9 of which earned the right to have home field advantage in the first round, including the Midland Valley Mustangs, who after completing the regular season undefeated are heading into the playoffs with all the confidence in the world. News 12's Alyssa Lyons joins us live from the Valley to help us get ready for the Under the Lights game of the week between the Mustangs and the Easley Green Wave.
Dan, usually at 6 o'clock for the last couple weeks, you found me in an empty stadium. That is not the case today. For the past 30 minutes, these fans have been piling into the Valley, already getting their seat, ready to watch something that hasn't been done in years. We've talked about it for the last couple of weeks as well. That kind of sounds like a broken record. First, they were 6-0, then they were 8-0. Then they were 10-0. Tonight they have a chance to make it 11-0. We haven't seen a Midland Valley team like this since 2015. If you can stick your memory on rewind, that was the last time Midland Valley won in the first round of the playoffs. It was also the last time they got a home game in the first round. Tonight they'll try to recreate some of that magic that they took them all the way to the state 8 years ago against Easley. And the way to do that is to go back to the beginning.
I think now that we're kind of in the same place as everybody else, right? Even a 5-5 football team right now is now 0-0, and if you don't win 5, you're not going to be a champion. So I think that weight is actually a little bit lessened now for us going into this week of the playoffs.
Running back Trayvon Dunbar for the past couple weeks in back-to-back games has rushed for over 300 yards. He goes for number 3 tonight at 7:30. Dan?
Thank you, Alyssa. I hope everyone in attendance has a pair of earplugs because the Valley is going to be rocking tonight. Stick around because our Under the Lights coverage continues after this quick break.
First Alert Radar, powered by Jim Hudson Automotive Group. Cracks in your brake, ISO certified and recognized by the International Code Council. Don't do it twice. Do it right. Rely on Ramjack.
On your sideline, sports brought to you by the Hawk Law Group.
Sometimes two schools are just destined to go head-to-head and continue their rivalry every year. Harlem and Morgan County are set to battle for the region title once again this evening. News 12's Nick Veland caught up with Harlem to dive deeper into this rivalry these two teams have built over the years.
Last year, Harlem traveled to Morgan County and won the region title. Tonight, Morgan County travels here with the title on the line.
Tonight is a really big game.
With historic implications for Harlem, but Morgan County stands in their way.
You know, they're going to be looking for some revenge after we beat them last year at their place for the region championship, so it's going to be a great atmosphere, but definitely a tough test for us.
The Bulldogs' 2022 region championship was almost 50 years in the making, and was even more special for head coach Mark Boyder.
Well, it was an incredible feeling. You know, I played here, and this is the only place I've ever coached. So I've been a part of this school, this program, for over 20 years as a player and as a coach.
Back-to-back titles would be the first time ever for the Bulldogs.
And the chance to do it again, I just try to tell our guys to make the most of these opportunities. Because there were a lot of teams between 1974 and 2022 that did not have that opportunity. So when they present themselves, we really want guys to take advantage of them.
Both teams are undefeated in region play. Boyder says Morton County is well prepared and have won tough games this year to get here. He knows tonight will be a battle.
Play within yourself. I mean, we just need guys to execute, to be locked in and focused, to play with passion, but not be too emotional.
Even though 20 seniors graduate from last year's region championship team, Boyder knows that this team is right where they should be.
They've earned the right to play in this game for a championship. They deserve it, but it's not going to be given to them. They've got to take it, so that's the message to the guys.
And we'll find out if Harlem can go back-to-back for the first time in program history with kickoff at 7:30, and we'll have highlights from this game and more tonight at 11. In Harlem, Nick Veland on your side.
Thank you, Nick. The rivalry between these two schools is basically in every sport, including softball. In fact, after Harlem's softball team lost the region championship to Morgan County, just last week, Harlem got the last laugh by defeating Morgan County in the state Elite Eight over in Columbus. Now back to football. 15 of our South Carolina teams are competing in the playoffs tonight. In Class 4A, for the first time since 2015, Midland Valley is hosting a playoff game in the Valley. The Jackets will be at North Augusta for a battle with Greenwood, and the T-Breads will be on the road at Greenville. In Class 2A, Strom-Thurmond, Silver Bluff, Batesburg, Leesville, and Barnwell are all starting the postseason at home, while Saluda is hitting the road to face Newberry. In Class 1A, Blackville Hilda will host McCormick, Denmark Olar and Wagner Sally are both at home, while Rich Spring Monetta and Allendale Fairfax are away. The Augusta Christian Lions have a playoff game tonight as well. They'll have their hands full at Cardinal Newman. It's playoff time, which means it's time to expect the unexpected and get ready for a wild ride. We'll have the stories, the highlights, and the scores on the newest edition of Under the Lights tonight at 11.
And we are looking forward to it, Dan. Thanks so much. It has been a history-making week at Fort Eisenhower with the name change that will take Augusta's Army Post into the future. Dr. Tom Clark is the Executive Director of the Alliance for Fort Eisenhower. In our latest one-on-one, we talk about the name change and a lot more.
When you think about what the Alliance was trying to do when they started in 2003 to where they are now, the arrival of Army Cyber, the change to the Cyber Center of Excellence, two $90 million wings on the NSA facility.
So much potential at Fort Eisenhower. You could catch the full interview Sunday morning right here at 6 a.m. and then online, wrdw.com after that. Just click on the one-on-one tab.
And we do have a big game on CBS this Saturday, 3:30 kick between the Dogs and the Tigers. If you are going to be heading to the game, tailgating in the 60s, by game time we're near 70. Now look at our local forecast just after the break.
Thanks for watching News 12 on your side.
Your accident was
to your doctor and learn more at savedbythescan.org.
Coming up tonight on the CBS Evening News, Israel's Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu rejects the U.S. calls for a humanitarian pause, saying the military operation in Gaza will continue with full force until all hostages are released by Hamas. Plus, the race to evacuate U.S. citizens continues. We hear from one American about the journey out of Gaza. That's tonight on the CBS Evening News.
Well, a beautiful look at sunset from our Thurmond Dam cam. You can see clear skies, very calm winds, so that's going to allow our temperatures that are currently in the 60s to fall very quickly the rest of this evening. So even though it feels comfortable outside now, definitely pack the jacket if you are going to be stepping out. By tomorrow morning, we are going to see our low temps fall to near freezing, most likely low 30s away from the city. Afternoon high temps through the weekend will be a little bit warmer for us. We should be able to see high temps in the low 70s the next couple of afternoons. So great weather for getting outside. Remember, we have the Columbia County Fair staying in town this weekend and next weekend. Great weather for the fair. And don't forget to turn those clocks back Saturday night. We do have the time change Sunday, and then heading into next week, warmer temps close to 80 Tuesday through next Thursday.
So much going on outside this weekend, starting tonight with a lot of football. That's going to wrap things up for us. Our next live update is at 7 o'clock on NBC 26.
Then we're back with more News 12 and Under the Lights at 11.
At the CBS Evening News, we focus on solutions, finding solutions to help people understand what are the right choices to make for you and your family.
Check us out on with highs near 80.
Riley, thank you. New at 11, another pedestrian death tonight, this time in Aiken County, about 5 miles north of the city of Aiken. State troopers say it happened on U.S. Highway 1 near East Frontage Road, just off I-20, right around 7:15. The Aiken County coroner says a van hit Jacqueline Parker, who was crossing the highway to check on a family member involved in a crash there. Parker was taken to a hospital where she died. The driver and 2 passengers in the van were not injured. Troopers are still investigating the crash. A deadly house fire this afternoon in Columbia Columbia County. One woman died after flames broke out in Grovetown. First responders rescued Christina Bernstein from the home around 3:30. She lost her life later at Doctors Hospital. Officials say it happened on Sugar Creek Drive, a neighborhood just off Interstate 20. Investigators are still looking into the cause of that fire. Well, your food choices will increase by 50% for the weekend. Food and Cultural Festival filling the Freedom Bridge and part of Reynolds Street for the first time this weekend. There are 50 food trucks, 75 artisans, and makers of different cultural backgrounds. Wrdw takes us downtown.
The first day was a hit for all ages.
Everything. We're looking at everything, eating.
Well, your food choices will increase by 50% for the weekend. Food and Cultural Festival filling the Freedom Bridge and part of Reynolds Street for the first time this weekend. There are 50 food trucks, 75 artisans, and makers of different cultural backgrounds. Wrdw takes us downtown.
The first day was a hit for all ages.
Everything. We're looking at everything, eating, drinking.
With more than 50 food vendors.
So many different cultures. It's amazing.
You're bound to find something you like.
See, we're surrounded by the same foods every day, so when we get together and do stuff like this, everybody gets a chance to do a little bit of everything.
Giving people the chance to try food from all over the world.
You have the cheese pupusas, chicken and cheese pupusas, pork pupusas, and most people like the chicken and cheese.
Everyone is wanting a taste. Keeping vendors busy all day.
I can't keep up with it. It's been pretty busy for everybody. I think we all had a good day out here today.
And the food did not disappoint.
So good.
An event that adults love that is also approved by the kids.
Have you guys been having fun? Yes! Would you come back again next year? Yes. Definitely.
So good marks on day one. The Foodies Festival includes part of the pedestrian bridge over the river, spilling out into a block of Reynolds Street as well. And it runs again Saturday and Sunday from 11 in the morning until 7 in the evening. New at 11, First Lady Jill Biden coming to Augusta next week as part of her Workforce Hub tour. She's expected to meet with local officials and talk about the ways our community is working together to expand pathways to good-paying jobs. Tuesday is Election Day, and the James Brown Arena will be on the ballot in Augusta. Voters get to decide on whether to add a half-penny sales tax to build a new arena. Downtown businesses say the arena would be good for the economy, and every visitor who comes to Augusta would help pay for it. Others don't like the location or don't want even to pay even a half-penny more in taxes.
Luigi's has been here for 4 generations. I would love to see it continue in the same spot for 4 more generations. But if we don't progress and continue to progress, then eventually downtown is going to fizzle out.
I'd rather put money towards getting more law enforcement in place downtown here. I mean, there's just a lot that needs to happen. And I feel like even though this intention is really good, I think that, yes, instead of patching the James Brown Arena and just try to fix the problems, let's go ahead and build something better.
The vote for a new arena will be Tuesday from 7 a.m. until 7 p.m. In South Carolina, state and federal elections are held in even years, and most municipal elections are held in odd years, but there's no law requiring that, and there are hardly any restrictions on when those elections can be held. But there's a bill in the works that would require municipal elections to take place in odd years. Elections would only be allowed on 2 days, one in April, one in November.
Pretty active voter. I wouldn't confess before everybody here in God. I've missed a few here and there because I don't know when the hell they're happening. Forgive the bluntness. And I think a lot of people feel that way.
The State House passed a bill earlier this year, and a group of senators have been working on it this fall, but the full Senate won't be able to debate that or vote until they come back to Columbia in January. President Biden and the First Lady in Maine today paying their...
Law firm.
She's on her way, bud.
electrical.
Stay safe.
I will. Tell them to save me some.
When others head in, we head out. Dominion Energy.
First Alert Radar, powered by Jim Hudson Automotive Group.